Hello again, everyone. This is the next video on the category of sun protection, which is critical for anti-aging, brown spots, preventing wrinkles, helping to prevent skin cancer. And so to illustrate a point, I've brought a couple of products so that you understand why you should be using certain things and why you shouldn't be using other things, okay? So number one is about reading the label, learning to understand what those ingredients are, understanding that how much of an ingredient that theoretically is supposed to be therapeutic, is supposed to be science, not marketing, is in the ingredient list. Where it is in the ingredient list tells you how much of that ingredient is in the formula, okay? And so to illustrate a point to be clearer, let's start with Cetaphil, okay? This is an SPF 50. Now, what they found is, and this is a sheer mineral sunscreen, okay? Number one is they have found that mineral sunscreens help protect much more, and the chemical ones are inflammatory and don't. And the chemical sunscreens also are not good for the fish, the reefs, you, and they absorb into your skin and inflame you like it's an inflammatory event. So you do not want to be using the chemical sunscreens, number one. And as far as the mineral sunscreens, the only mineral sunscreen that is good for you is zinc. And the higher the percentage of zinc, the better. But there are zincs now that you can use on jet black skin that don't make you look white or, look like you've got sun protection on. And those are, it's again, really sophisticated formulation. They use zincs that can be a high percentage but don't make you look like you've got sun protection. And zinc is anti-inflammatory. Zinc is what you put on burns. Zinc helps heal. And so if you've got rosacea, if you've got acne, if you've got enlarged pores, anything on the surface of the skin, zinc is good for it, okay? And you do not. Now, medicine is an art as well as a science, but absolutely, I spend a lot of time doing heavy metal testing on patients, not a lot of time, but the appropriate amount of time, doing heavy metal testing on patients. You do not want to use titanium. You only want to use zinc. And again, if the zinc is not in the appropriate amount, then it's not going to protect you, because when you put a physical exfoliant on, what it does is, and you feel it when you're in the sun, it radiates the sun back, so the sun doesn't penetrate the skin. And the chemical exfoliants, they absorb the sun and they heat it up. It heats up your skin, not good for your skin. And as you know, there's a lot of those that have been taken off the market, and it's not just for the primary ingredients, but also the secondary ingredients are inflaming you even more than the sun is, okay? So sun protection, critical. So this one in particular is a very low dose of number one, titanium, which absorbs into your body and is considered a heavy metal. It's also not good for the environment. Never mind, not good for you. It's got a low amount of zinc, so it's not going to protect you. And furthermore, what is the first ingredient in the quote inactive ingredients? And inactive doesn't mean they do not absorb. They still absorb in, okay, but it's not protecting you against the sun, but it's inflaming you secondarily, aging, increasing your pore size, increasing your risk of rosacea, etc. The first ingredient is alumina. you avoid aluminum in the food that you eat. And then the other thing that it's full of is the acrylates, okay? So none of these, it's got all sorts of acrylates in there, and all that does, it's just a cheap way of holding the formula together, and it makes it, theoretically, this one is more resistant, sun resistant, and that's because it's sticking onto your skin, cleaning, stopping up your pores, etc. So not a good choice. The other thing is, then we go to the Neutrogenas. These are ones that people use a lot, okay? So this is a sheer zinc one, okay? It does have a very good percentage of zinc, which is 21.6%, but any physical exfoliant, as you brush your face, as you touch your face, as you sweat, etc., it falls off. That's why anything other than an SPF 30 really doesn't protect you anymore, or an SPF 70, 50 doesn't protect you as much as an SPF, or doesn't protect you any more really than an SPF 30, because you need to reapply it, because the zinc, the physical exfoliant, comes off. So the other thing that this has in the inactive ingredients is it's got basically ingredients, not as much inflammatory, okay? Full of zinc, not as much inflammatory, but it has the pegs, a lot of the ingredients that basically are just not good for your skin. Because what you want to put your zinc in as a secondary way to protect the skin is a serum that basically is decreasing inflammation as the sun, life, stress, etc. inflames you. So it does have zinc, so we'll give them that. And then the Ultra Sheer SPF 70, is full of the chemical exfoliants. Chemical exfoliants inflame you. They're absorbed into your skin. Those are some of the things that have been taken off the market. And increasingly, dermatologists agree. And one of the things that I want to say is, and on these ingredients it says, or on these products it says dermatologist recommended. Look, companies come to dermatologists, come to me, come to all sorts of people all the time, and offer to pay us to say that we recommend this. I don't ever do that. And so dermatologist recommended does not mean that it's dermatologist recommended because they use it in their office all the time. It's because they were paid to say that. And they give us products, etc. They send products to our office. So understand marketing, not science and therapy. The other ingredients that are in here are, again, things that to a certain extent inflame you. And it's got the acrylates in there to sort of make it hold onto your skin, which is thick and heavy. So that theoretically makes it hang on more, but it does not make, with the physical exfoliants, which are zinc, the only one that you should use, doesn't make them hang on more. And certainly with the chemical exfoliants, which only this one has, it's not going to make that, because that penetrates the skin. So that's marketing and not science. So what's most important with sun protections is that it's a physical exfoliant, so it should be zinc only, not titanium. The inactive ingredients, and you've got to learn to read that too, it's usually buried more, don't have things that are inflaming you and harming you and aging you. And ideally, your sun protection has layers of protection, which is why, for instance, I add vitamin C that people use, one of the many reasons, and that you should have your physical exfoliant also in with a serum that is decreasing inflammation and healing damage as it occurs, because no physical exfoliant is 100%. Hope this helps. Education is power. And what I'm trying to teach you to do, knowledge is power. I'm trying to teach you to read the ingredients and not to spend your money on what's harming you. And most importantly, betraying your trust so that you think you're getting protected or therapy and you're not. Thank you.